Good morning, everybody. Welcome to LisaBug Mind Body Blend. And hang on, let me look at my. I think we're good. My computer. Oh, there we go. Just adjusted my screen and it shifted me way up. I think we're good. Hopefully, we're good on your end as well. So let's see. We've got a nice fusion today of some Tai Chi to get warmed up and to center. Our theme of the month is strengthen, lengthen, and stabilize. So we're going to work on really strengthening the muscles in our body. Sometimes we do that while they are lengthened, and we put the muscle on stretch, which challenges it just a little bit more. Listen to your body for the range of motion that feels best for you, especially in those shoulders. And then also really focusing on stabilizing our core. And oftentimes while we're doing movement, which is really functional in life. So we did do that through ballet bar training, Pilates, a little bit of yoga, and traditional strength training thrown in. So let's come to a wide Wu Chi position to start. So we're just going to take our feet a little wider than hips distance apart. Soften through the knees, slightly tuck the tailbone, drop it down, zip up the abs nice and tall. And then just bring your hands right in front of you, just making a soft bend in the elbows, fingertips drawn toward one another. We'll just start to shift the body weight over to the right leg and then to the left. So you'll notice my body isn't going up and down. It's gliding side to side. The knees track directly over the feet. So we start to move the arms with this. So as we bend the left knee, the left hand opens out. And as we bend the right knee, the right hand opens out. With this movement, we're softly, gently warming up through the shoulders and then adding just a little bit of rotation through the spine. So we're starting to learn that Tai Chi movement called waving hands like clouds. So if we just start with this one arm across, get comfortable with that movement, then eventually the bottom arm comes underneath, and then we switch, comes underneath. And just check on your knees. See how this is feeling. You can adjust the depth with which you bend those knees. So we can make cloud hands any size. We can explore with going up a little higher with that top arm. We can keep it very small. We can keep it right in here. Let's do a few more on each side. Last one to the right. Last one to the left. And then come center back to where we began. So imagine you're pulling a heavy object up from the earth. As you inhale, bring it up toward your chest. As you exhale, push it down and sink down into your legs. Breathe in, pull it up, and breathe out. Experiment with the depth of the range of motion. And we can experiment with the breath. So we can inhale through the nose, exhale through the nose, or inhale through the nose and exhale through the mouth, making that soft sound. Warming up through our elbows. And this exercise in traditional strength training is very similar to what we call the upright row. So a lot of things in Tai Chi and other movements translate to our Western style of exercise. So now breathe in, take it to the chest, flip your hands and press them up to the ceiling, and then exhale, open the arms, sink down into the knees. Take a long, big inhale through the whole reach, And exhale, sinking down. One more. Now we'll separate heaven and earth, the sky and the ground. As we come up, the right hand reaches up, the left hand pushes down toward the earth. Then let this right arm sweep down as you bend the knees. We'll scoop up to the chest. Now the left hand is up, the right hand is down. And let that left arm circle around as we bend the knees. Breathe in, right arm up. Breathe out. And then lower down, scoop it up. Left arm up, stretch, and lower down. Let's do one more on each side. Right arm up. And then that left arm comes up. Then we'll add on to the sequence. Pull it up. Right arm up, left arm down. Hold. Take a side stretch over to the left and push your hands in opposite directions. So I'm pressing this right palm to the left palm over to the right. As you come back, inhale. Exhale, lower that right arm down. We scoop the energy up. Left arm up, stretch away. And side bend, push the hands in opposite directions. Come back up, release it down. We'll do two more on each side. And side bend. Open out. Come down, scoop it up. Left arm up, stretch away and to the sides. Push the palms. And one more each side. Full breath. And down, one more. Inhale up. Exhale, just lower that arm. Step over to the right side of your mat. Place the body weight onto your right foot, tapping your left. We'll wave hands like clouds 3 times to that left side. So we'll step and wave. 1 and 2. Hold on 3. Tap the right foot. Move the other direction. 1 and 2. Tap the left foot. Now add a preload. Rotate slightly to the right and then move. Add a little bit more movement through your waist. Tap the right foot, hold, rotate. Send it to the right side. Tap the left foot, rotate. One more time each direction to finish our Tai Chi practice today with the movement a little bit more vigorous. Tap right foot, hold, rotate. Last time moving to the right side, 3 and 2 and 1. And step out, crossing the hands on top of the shoulders. Brush away, release the hands, and step in. All right, so we're moving right into strength training. I'd like you to pick up a moderate size of hand weight. And give us a little bit of music going now to give me a beat to follow. All right, so I'm picking up my 5s today. Just going to hold them right at the chest. Come to first position Pilates. Stand tall, shoulders are back. Do a little releve to come up on the balls of the feet and lower down. So this is a nice exercise to start to focus our awareness on balance. A little heel raise up and down. Really good posture. Squeeze the inner thighs. Relax down. Step out right foot, plie. Raise up on the toes. Left foot steps out. Plie and lift. Step out. Close first. Lift. Take it out. Close first. Lift. We have 4 more. Out. Together. Lift. 3. 2. Up. And 1. Just the plies. Out and close. Switch. Out and close. Switch. Bring the arms by your side. Now you can bend the knees any amount here. We're going to do opposing work. So as I step out with my right foot, I'm curling my left bicep. Opposites. Good. So I'm going to advance these exercises. If one doesn't feel okay for you, then I want you to stay with one that does, especially for you that have shoulder issues. Remember, you can take this at your own pace, so if you need to slow it down, fantastic. Bicep curl becomes that upright row. So we lift, lift, up, not too high with the elbow. So we're not way up in here, but keep that motion right at about the level of the shoulder or a little lower. Now you can always do both arms at the same time if you like that. Absolutely. 4 more here. 4, 3, 2. Upright row becomes a front shoulder raise. Go to the front. To the front. Again, right about shoulder height. You can start to plie a little deeper down into those legs if you like, or keep it small. 8 more on your shoulder raise. Upright row or bicep curl is fine as well. 4, 3, 2. Side arm raise to the side, other side. Now you can bend your elbow quite a bit here to make it a little easier. Out, out. So this is our 4th exercise. It will be the last one for this sequence, but eventually we'll put them all together because this is mind-body blend. We want to work the mind and the body. So good for us. So let's go back to our bicep curls. Do 2 of each. 1, 2. Upright row. 1, 2. Front shoulder raise. 1, 2. Side arm raise. 1, 2. Bicep curl for 2. Upright row. Front shoulder raise. Side arm raise. We'll do this one more time. 2 bicep curls. Upright row. Front arm raise. Side arm raise. Just the plies. You can bring the weights up to the chest or just leave them by your side. If you need a break for those legs, take it for a moment. So what I have for you next is one of each of the movements. which means they'll be doing opposite things on each arm. So start to get yourself prepared. Bring your arms back down by your side. 4 more pliés. Now we'll be starting with the left arm. Get ready. Left bicep curl. Right upright row. Left shoulder raise front. Right shoulder raise side. Left bicep. Right upright row. Left shoulder front. Right shoulder side. You got it. Bicep curl. Upright row. Front raise. Side raise. Bicep curl. Upright. Front raise. Side raise. Just the plie. All right. How'd we do with that mind body? We have to reverse it. So instead of plieing to the right side first, come back to first position, hold. We'll start our plie moving to the left side. Left and right. So now when we do our exercise sequence, your right arm will be first in 4, 3, 2, right bicep curl, left upright row, right front shoulder, left side raise, bicep curl, upright row, front shoulder, side raise, bicep, upright, front, side, bicep. Last time, upright row, front shoulder, side, just your pliés. Weights can come up to the chest. Good. 4 more. So I want to go back into adding the releve, which is the raise upon the toes. 1 plie, up on the toes center, up, right side. Plie, close, up, down. Plie, close, up, down. Good. Now those of you that can press the weights up above the head, we can challenge our balance a little bit more on that releve by raising up. It's up to you if you want to add that in. You can do it without your weights. 8. Up. 7. Up. 6. Really stabilize those abs. Nice core challenge. 5. Last 4. 3. Squeeze those inner thighs in that first position. 2. 1. And rest. Release those weights down. All right, nicely done. Good job. Shake those arms out. Now I have my chair today. I'm going to use this to help me to create a stretch and stabilize here. So I'm setting it off to the side of the mat. If you're using that chair, make sure it's stable so it's not going to scoot anywhere. I want your heavier weights, something that you will do a row with. So I'm going from my 5s up to my 8-pounders. Face your chair. Very carefully pick up your right foot off the floor and place it right on the chair. Now, if you don't have a chair, you can do the same thing on the ground, right? You could just step your heel out on the ground. Square your hips off. Soften your standing knee, so make sure it's bent a little bit. Hinge over from the hips so you feel a stretch down the back of your right leg. Really stabilize and pull the elbows back and down. Pull back. We're starting at a slow pace. It's up, up, down, down. So we're strengthening while we're lengthening here and while we're stabilizing. So your left leg is strengthening by keeping that knee bent. The right hamstring is lengthening. We're strengthening through the upper body and stabilizing with our core. 2, 1. Top half range of motion. So come up, halfway down. Stop, up, halfway down. Squeeze, halfway down. Really zip up your abs. Try not to hunch your shoulders up. Keep them pressed and retracted. We have 8 more top half. 8, 7, 6. Lovely exercise for helping us with good posture. 3, 2, and 1. Lower your arms all the way down. See if you can take a deeper stretch here. As we're resting our arms, just increasing that flexibility. Inhale, pull yourself all the way up and step that right foot back down to the floor. Just check in, see the difference that you feel between right and left legs. Then carefully we'll lift that left leg up, set it out to the chair, or just set it down on the ground, or you can put it on a little step stool if you need it lower. And let's hinge forward till you feel your stretch. Try not to hunch your back here. So this would be incorrect form. So we lift the chest up, tip the tailbone back, and pull it up slowly to start. Up, up, down, down. Second set of work for the upper body. Make sure your right knee isn't locked out. So I want you to bend that knee somewhat. So you feel some work in your quad there. Stabilizing through the right leg. Stretching the left leg. Strengthening the back, biceps and shoulders. And stabilizing the core. One more slow. Top half range of motion. Up, halfway down. Up, halfway down. So the angle of your body forward depends really on your hamstring flexibility, your ability to stabilize your core. But we've got to get forward to work the back body. So if you're straight up and down, you're going to get some work, but it won't quite be focused where we want to see it here. Last 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower those arms down. Take a little deeper stretch. So I'm actually allowing the weight here to help me pull forward. Make sure that feels okay on your low back. Breathe. Inhale, come all the way back up. Exhale, step down. So use your chair as a little bit of a holding space for your weights. So just set them right down in front of you. Now our right foot is in front on the floor. Let's come into warrior 3. So we'll hinge from the hips to pick the back leg up off the ground. And then we can place our hands right here on the chair for a little support. Lift that leg and pulse it up, up, up. So tightening that glute there, leg is nice and straight. Maybe you're just using your fingertips to support you here on the chair. Now keep that leg up. We bend the knee, flex, point, flex, point. Beautiful. Now check and make sure your abs are really pulled in and up. Bend and hold. Now pulse that heel up, 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 up. Also, if you don't want to be bent over as much, your hands can be up higher on the back of your chair, or you can use a wall or a countertop. So we're strengthening that left leg while we're stretching and lengthening the right one. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Straighten out that leg. If you need a break, come up. Otherwise, staying here. Keep your left hand on the chair. Take one of your weights in the right hand, and we pull up and down. Now, if this position is getting uncomfortable for you, then just put your back foot down on the floor and do your bent over row from here. Make sure your pelvis is level. One more slow. Top half range of motion. Up, halfway down. Up, halfway down. Just 6 more. 5, 4, active left leg. Last 2, and 1. Lower that arm all the way down. Place your weight onto your chair. Step your back foot in to meet the front leg. Take a little forward fold. And rest. All right, let's come back up. Now the right leg goes behind you, so we're standing on the left. Finding your warrior 3 here. Back leg lifts up, up, up. Now you'll notice my leg isn't moving a whole bunch. These are tiny top end pulses. I'm just really squeezing that glute muscle. Hold the leg up and we bend. Flex, point, flex, point. Go back to your core connection, stabilize. Bend the knee, hold, push the heel up to the ceiling, and pulse, pulse, pulse. These exercises come from barre training, B-A-R-R-E. In a barre class, we'd have our hands on a ballet bar. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Straighten that leg out. Now, if you need a break, come up and take it. If you're doing okay, keep your right hand on the chair. This is like a standing spinal balance or a bird dog. Left hand uses the weight. We pull it up slow. Lift and lower. Now it's normal to feel a lot of fatigue in your hips, especially that standing leg. It's really needing to stabilize. So if you need a break, come up, stretch it out, then come back in. We have 4 more slow. sure head is neutral. 2 more. Level pelvis. Top half range of motion, just 8. Up, halfway down. 7. 6. I'm going to be ready to come out of this. 4. Feeling the challenge. 2. And 1. Lower that arm all the way down. Set your weight to the chair. Lower that right leg. Come into a forward bend. Let the glutes stretch, the lower back stretch. And then let's roll up 1 vertebra at a time, like the Pilates roll up movement, restacking our abdominals over the hips, the shoulders over the hips, the head over the shoulders. Take a nice breath in, stretch up to your range of motion, and a baby back bend. All right, release. Now you can use your chair as we move through a sun salutation. So I'm going to use my chair the first time, and then I'll come down to the mat. So if you're a person that likes to use the chair for your sun salutation, it's going to be right at the top of your mat. You're just behind it, maybe about a foot or so. Stand in mountain pose with good posture. On an inhale, reach the arms up, stretch. Exhale into a forward fold so your hands can come to the chair. Inhale halfway up to flat back. Exhale, fold and step back to plank. So if you're using the chair, your feet go behind you, you're in plank. Bend your elbows a little bit, come all the way down if you're on the mat. Take an upward dog or a baby cobra if you're on the mat. So a little bit of a back bend here. Press your hips up, downward dog. Drop your hips hips up to the ceiling, heels down toward the mat. Get a nice stretch here. Then walk your feet back up underneath you, forward bend. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, fold. Inhale, come all the way up, stretch. Exhale, arms back down by your side. So that's your option using your chair. If you're coming down to the mat, same sequence, but we inhale, sweep it up. Exhale all the way down to forward fold, bypassing your chair. Inhale, halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold and step your feet back to plank. The knees can come down to the mat. We lower the belly all the way down to the floor. Lift the chest up, baby cobra, strengthening the back. Lower down, push yourself back up to the knees. Tuck the toes, downward dog, or you can take a child's pose. Then walk your feet back towards your hands. Take as many steps as you need to, forward bend. Halfway lift, flat back. Exhale, fold back down. Inhale, reach all the way up, stretch. Exhale, back to mountain pose. Beautiful. We're just going to do those 2 rounds of sun salutations. Come back to your heavy weights. We'll be down onto our backs. So I'm going to put one on each side of my mat. You won't need your chair, so you can press it out of the way and come all the way down to a reclined position. So we have hamstring work with some hip bridges. So arms by your side, flex your feet, pull your toes up, come onto your heels, and we'll lift up into bridge, halfway down, up, halfway down. So I have my toes pulled up so I can work the front of my shins. It's an area that doesn't always get worked, so we really want to focus on the front of the shins, then the back side of the upper leg, your hamstrings, and your glutes. Up, down, up, down. We have 8 more. Make sure your knees and feet are in parallel. 4, 3, 2, and 1. Drop those hips down. Moving into chest presses, keep your toes pulled up if possible. Take those heavy weights, bring them up, and we'll come down 2 counts and press up to the ceiling. Down, press up. Now let's lift our hips up in bridge and stay there as we do our chest presses. So we're stabilizing through the core here, through the glutes and hamstrings where our work resides, as we're working those chest muscles, shoulders and triceps. And make sure you've got a weight that works for you. It's challenging but doable as we move through this range of motion. Inhale, exhale, just 4 more. 3, 2, 1. Keep those hips up, mid-range pulses with the arms. Down, halfway up. Down, halfway up. So we're not coming all the way down, we're not coming all the way to the top, we're working that mid-range. Now let your hips follow. Down, up, down, up. Just 4 more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Drop the hips down. Bring the elbows down. Relax your weights next to you on the mat. Hug your knees right into your chest. Moving into Pilates, single straight leg stretch. So let's take the right leg up. Make the left leg elongated out. Now, if this doesn't feel good for your back, you can always bring your foot down to the floor. Holding behind your thigh, we'll pull the leg in twice and then switch the legs. Pull in twice and switch. So we're lengthening that hamstring with a little double pulse, 2 exhales, and a long inhale. Exhale, exhale, inhale, slowly. Now, if you want to challenge yourself more, lift your head and shoulders up. Exhale, exhale, inhale. So our goal is to keep the pelvis really stable here. If you're doing well, you can speed up a little bit. Exhale, exhale, scissor. It's not real forceful on the pulse. It's a tiny movement. Your head can also lay down, or you can bend your knee. Eight more. 7, 6, 5, 3, 2, and 1. Both knees come into the chest. Take your hands back behind the head to support, and we lift up, halfway down, up, halfway down. Your feet can find the mat. You need to place them on the floor. Or we can make it more challenging by keeping the legs up and slightly down. Knees can be bent or straight. 8, 7. Elbows out to the side so we're not pulling on the neck. 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest the head, bring your knees back into your chest. Take your hands, I'm losing my windscreen here. Take your hands and tuck them right underneath your sacrum, your tailbone. Extend your legs out at any angle you can hold this. Criss and cross. Criss and cross. So your legs can be down nice and low. You can have them up a little higher. Stabilize your core, activate your inner thighs. Point your toes or flex. Either way is fine, just activate your ankles. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4. Lower back compressed to the floor. Knees come into chest. Hug them in. Take a breath. And exhale. Coming onto hands and knees for bird dog. And I'd like you to have a hand weight. You can do a tricep kickback. So not too heavy on this next one. I'm actually going to use my 3-pounder. I'll turn around this way first so you can see my right arm. So have that weight off to the right side of your body. Come to your hands and knees. Take that weight, pick your elbow up so you have a 90-degree angle. We come up slowly, back down to 90 degrees. Up slowly, 90 degrees. So for more stabilization, your left leg is straight back. So you're in bird dog, spinal balance. Level off your hips, level off your shoulders. Try not to swing the weight forward toward the shoulder. Keep it about 90. One more of this pace. Come up and halfway down, top half, up, halfway down. And when I say halfway down, I mean halfway toward the angle of my knee. So it's only about 45 degrees or so from the top. Really working that top half range. Activate your left leg, squeeze your glute, tighten your quadricep muscle. Let's get 6 more here. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set that weight all the way down to the floor. Come down to your left knee as well. And we'll do 1 thread the needle. Reach the right arm that you just worked straight up. Slide it through, laying your right shoulder down on the floor. Just a short little stretch here to relax that arm because now we have to bear weight on it. Pull yourself back up to the twist, to the stretch. Inhale. Now set your right hand down. Take your left hand using the weight. I'm going to pivot around so you can see that view on the camera. Left elbow is up. Shoulders are squared and level. Slow range of motion up to the top. Back to 90 degrees. So I'm feeling the weight kind of tap the side of my leg, and that's where I'm staying at the bottom of the movement. My right leg can now extend to the back. Parallel thigh, so your toes are pointing straight down on that back leg. Check and make sure your spine is neutral. Exhale, 3 more. 2. Last one. Top half range of motion. We come up, slightly down. Up, slightly down. Now, what can you tweak to activate your muscles a little more in your core? Brace. 10 to go. 9. See if you can strengthen that extended leg a little bit more by squeezing the muscles around the bones. Last 4. 3. 2. 1. Set that weight down. Bring both knees down to the mat. Thread the needle. Left arm reaches up. Stretch. Inhale. Exhale. Slide the arm through. Relax your shoulder. Just maybe 10-15 seconds here. And let's inhale back up, stretch. And set that arm back down. Reach both hands way out in front of you for a nice child's pose. Stretching through the lats. Forehead can drop down to the mat. And then walk your hands back in. Push yourself up. Have a seat on your mat with your legs slightly separated. So in Pilates, there's an exercise called spine twist. We'll do it without a weight first. So sit tall. If you need to bend your knees, that's okay to get that tall alignment. Bring your hands here to first position, and we'll take 3 twists to the right, 2, 1, come back to center. To the left, 3, 2, 1, center. One more to the left side, 3, 2, 1, and center. So your option is going to be to add a single hand weight of any size. What I want you to be able to do with this is to push in. So you're pressing into the weight, but it's also loaded, so you feel that work in your upper body. Sit tall, 3 twists to the right side. 3, 2, 1, come center. 3, 2. Now, how do we breathe? 3 exhales. Inhale. Look way over your shoulder, rotating through the cervical spine. You can always set that weight down if you need. We have 2 more each direction. The weight stays in front of your chest, so you're not moving your arms, you're moving your spine. Last one, 3, 2, 1, come center. Relax that weight down. Expand through the chest, pull your elbows back. Nice chest expansion. Now we'll do a side bend for our core. So hands stay here if this feels comfortable. We'll just take the body down to the right side and back up. Down to the left side and up. Now if this doesn't feel good on your shoulders to have your arms like that, maybe you're crossing the hands here and side bending this way. Now check to make sure you're not lifting off your sitting bones. I want you to keep both your sits bones flat down onto the mat. So this is our level with no hand weights. One more to the left side. And up. If you want to add your weights, you have one in each hand. Choose a resistance that works okay for your shoulders. And we're right here. Take it to the right and to the left. Now we have an option. As we bend to the right, we'll extend the left arm up and switch, up and switch. Work within any range of motion that works good for your spine as well as for your shoulder. Now I have my legs nice and active. My toes are flexed, so I'm pulling them toward my kneecaps and working those shins. 3 more. 2 more. Last one. And relax. Release those weights for a moment. Coming into halo. So you'll take your hands right here in the center. You can touch your fingertips or keep them fairly close. Go around to the right side of your head, behind your head, to the left, and back to the front. So I just want to make sure this feels okay for your shoulders. If it doesn't feel good to go behind the head, then I just want you to go right here in front. One more to the right side. Let's switch and go to the left first. So you're probably figuring out by now that I'm going to add weight to this. I just want to check in first to make sure adding weight is okay for you. Let's do 2 more to the left side. 1 more. Relax. So a nice way to add workload is to take one weight of any size and hold on to it on the ends. Bring it to your chest, activate your core, go around to the right. Then once you come center, go around to the left. So each time we're going opposing directions. Great work for your shoulders and your core, your triceps. And I want to make sure this feels okay for you guys. So no weight is fine. It helps us with working through a range of motion. 2 more each direction. Make sure your sits bones stay glued into the mat. No movement through your pelvis. 1 more each direction. And then release that weight. Let's take our right foot. Tuck it in. Turn your chest toward the left extended leg. Inhale, reach the arms. Exhale, stretch. So your hands can also be behind you, pressing yourself forward. That will keep your shoulders back and help you not to round your back. Or you can reach out to the foot if you're pretty flexible here. Our arms can just be down. So you might be feeling a stretch here in this right glute, as well as that left hamstring, maybe your inner thigh a little bit, and perhaps the low back as well. Let's inhale back up to center. Exhale and turn your chest the other direction, and we'll fold over this leg. So this is similar to a pigeon. You can also bring this foot out just a little bit. That helps you feel the stretch a little bit more. Two more breaths. And press yourself back up. Inhale. Exhale, lower down. This extended leg comes in to meet the other leg for a little butterfly. Take a breath in, then lead with your belly, just shift forward any amount. Arms can stay up, they can come down. You can press out with your elbows on your knees a little bit to stretch deeper. Beautiful. All right, let's switch the extended leg. So now this right leg will come out. Left foot tucks in any amount. Make sure it feels comfortable for you. Turn your chest toward the long leg. Inhale, stretch up. Exhale and fold. Hands can be back. The right side of my lower back is definitely feeling this stretch today. It's always interesting to note what you feel. And it seems like it's never quite the same stretch. Just depends on where our body is any given day. Inhale back up. Exhale and turn your chest over that bent knee side. Adjust your foot any amount and fold yourself forward. You can close your eyes if you'd like. Focus a little bit on your breathing. And inhale back up, lift. Exhale, lower down. Bring the soles of both feet together again. Now, if this isn't feeling a comfortable position,